let's understand bubble sort. The idea is to keep swapping adjacent elements when one is greater than the other and move them to the end or to the right of the array. And we do that a number of iterations based on the size of the array. Let's begin visually seeing how this works. The main variable we have here, which would be used in code, is j. We initially set this to 1, and then we have j minus 1. So these two indices are what elements we're going to be comparing against as we go through the array. The first thing we do is compare 5 and 2. Is 5 greater than 2? It is, so we swap these two elements, and then we move on to the next two. We increment j. Now we are looking at indexes 2 and 1, which hold elements 5 and 4. Is 5 greater than 4? It is, so we swap them. Move on to the next two elements. Increment j. Is 5 greater than 6? It is not, so we just move on without swapping. Increment j again. Now is 6 greater than 1? It is, so we swap these two elements, and then we move on to the next two. Increment j. Is 6 greater than 3? It is, so we swap them. And now we're done with this iteration. We can't compare any more elements. We're at the end of the array. Now what this iteration has told us is that 6 is the greatest element, and it's now in the correct place in the array. It's kind of like we're sorting them from the highest value to the least value. Now that was one iteration. We have to do this a few more times. So we restart. We reset the variable j back to 1, and now we compare 2 and 4. 2 is not greater than 4, so we don't do anything. We move on to the next two elements. 4 is not greater than 5, so we move on again. Now, is 5 greater than 1? Yes, so we go ahead and swap these two elements. And we move on to the next two. Is 5 greater than 3? It is, so we go ahead and swap these two elements as well. And now, 5 is in the correct spot. Now we have two elements, 5 and 6, which are the two highest elements in this array, at the end of the array sorted. And we're going to just keep doing this for all of the elements. Now with this sorting method, the time complexity is n squared because we have an outer loop that goes through the whole array n amount of times based on the size of the array. And we have to go inside of that for loop, and each iteration we have to compare all these elements against each other to help sort them. Even though this is probably the first sorting algorithm that you'll be exposed to, that doesn't mean it's always easy. It takes me multiple times to rewatch something and practice it before I can get it. So if you have any issues, rewatch it multiple times, or you can leave comments down below. In the meantime, here's some other videos you can watch. I'll talk to you later.